Welcome to part 10 of my 2020 mandala. We'll be working up some butterflies. Getting started on round 43, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to get started on the repeat for the round by working in round 40. We have this shell, which is the 5 double crochets in our heart. We're going to start by working a half double crochet in that first double crochet. Single crochet in the next 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Half double crochet in the next double crochet. We're going to skip that next single crochet right in there. After that, we have a chain space, and we're going to be working a double crochet in there. But we also want to start working in the last round of work. And to do that, we have this chain space aligned with this double crochet right here. We're going to work in that one as well. So working in those 2 layers are double crochet, now we're working in the last round of work, a double crochet in that next single crochet. We're going to skip the next chain space, and then we have a little repeat that we need to do a total of 6 times. We're going to work, that is a front post double crochet in the next vine. So up at the top, you have your V stitches there. You can work them at the front, your double crochet. We're going to skip the next chain space right in here, and then work a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So working in the single crochet, a double crochet, and then working in the chain space, a double crochet. That's the little repeat. We have those 3 stitches. I'll show you again. We're going to work a front post double crochet in the next vine. You see those V stitches at the top. We're working around the post, a double crochet. Skip the next chain space, and then work a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, starting in that single crochet. There's 1, and then 1 in the chain space for 2. So I've done that repeat twice. Front post double crochet in the next vine, skip the next chain space, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so I've done that 3 times. We need to do it a total of 6 times. I'm going to work these ones up here. I've still got 1 more left to go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to work a front post double crochet in the next vine. Skip the next chain space, and then work a double crochet in that single crochet. Next we're going to work a double crochet in that chain space from round 40, and when we work in there we want that chain space from our last round that's aligned with this double crochet right here. So working in both those layers, a double crochet. We're going to skip that single crochet, and then that brings us back to where we started. I've done the repeat once. I can show you again. We're going to work a half double crochet in the next double crochet, and this is working in round 40. Single crochet in the next 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Half double crochet in that next double crochet. We're going to skip that single crochet in that next chain space, also working in our last round of work, lined up with that double crochet, working through both layers, our double crochet. Now working in our last round of work, we're going to work a double crochet in that single crochet, skip the next chain space, and then we have that repeat that we need to do a total of 6 times, which is to work a front post double crochet in your vine, skip the next chain space, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches, starting in that single crochet. There's 1. I can't see that to get in there. There we are. So that's the repeat. I've done it once. I'll show you again. We're going to work a front post double crochet in our vine, skip that next chain space, and then work a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, starting in that single crochet. So I've done the repeat twice. Do it a total of 6 times, and I'll meet you when you're done. I've finished my last repeat, and it brings us to our last vine where we can work a front post double crochet. We're going to skip the next chain space, and then working in that single crochet, a double crochet. Now working in that chain space from round 40, and also working in our last round of work in that chain space lined up with this double crochet right here, working in both layers, a double crochet, and then we're going to skip that next single crochet right here. That brings us back to where we started. I've done the repeat a total of 2 times. We need to do that 12 times, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning half double crochet right here. If you're going to be working up a round of butterflies with a different color, you can put a stitch marker in this yarn and bring the tail to the front and save that to use after you work the next round. Getting started on round 44, we joined with a slip stitch in this half double crochet right here. If you're carrying up the yarn, you can start with a chain 2. For myself, I'll be working a standing stitch, getting started on the repeat. We need to work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next single crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 to make a cluster. We need to make 3 clusters. There's my second cluster, and 1 more for 3, yarn over, draw through all 4 loops on your hook. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip the next single crochet and then work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next. So 3 clusters. There's 1, 2, 3, yarn over, draw through all 4. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. And now we have a little repeat we need to do a total of 3 times. Working in the next stitch, work a 3 double crochet cluster, working 3 clusters. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Yarn over, draw through all 4 loops on your hook, chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next stitch, 3 double crochet cluster in the next, working 3 clusters. There's 1, 2, 3, yarn over through the last 4. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this time we're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So that's the little repeat I've done it once. We need to do it a total of 3 times. So we're going to do another one here. We're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip that next stitch, 3 double crochet cluster in the next. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're skipping the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So I've done that little repeat twice. We're going to do it once more. 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain 2, 1, 2, skipping the next stitch, 3 double crochet cluster in the next. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Next we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip the next stitch, 3 double crochet cluster in the next. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for this one we're skipping the last 2 stitches, and that brings us back to where we started. I've done the repeat once. Repeat that around a total of 12 times, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning 3 double crochet cluster. Here I am at the end of round 44. For this one, normally I would fasten off, but I'm going to make a little change and see how this works. I'm going to work a slip stitch in the chain 2 space to get us ready for the next round. And I'm also going to bring my tail, I'm bringing it to the front of my work before working the next round of work. And then we're going to put a stitch marker in there before getting started on the next round of work. Getting started on round 45, I'm carrying up the yarn from round 43, and round 43, this last gray round of work, is what we will be working in for this round. We're going to push our last round of work to the back and out of the way. Now the pattern calls for you to start, you would have joined with a slip stitch right here, and it calls for you to start with a chain 4. But since I'm carrying up the yarn, I have to work the stitch before that, which is a half double crochet. So I'm going to work a chain 2 And we're also getting started on the repeat for the round. So either you're going to start with this half double crochet or you'll start with the chain 4, which I need to do next. So 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a total of 6 chains to get started for me. We're going to skip the stitch, the 1 stitch between the clusters, and then we have 2 stitches between over here, and we're going to work a half double crochet in each of those. So there's 1 and then 2. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have those clusters, so we're skipping that 1 stitch in between, and now we have 3 stitches. We'll work a half double crochet in each of those. Ooh, get in there. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that 1 stitch between the clusters and then half double crochet in the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and then 3. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip that 1 stitch between the clusters and then work a half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that next single stitch between your clusters, and then we have these 2 stitches now to work a half double crochet in. There's 1, 2. Now that brings us back to where we started. If you started with the chain 4, I've worked an extra stitch since I started with this half double crochet. I've done the repeat once. This round is really easy if you can remember to do a chain 4, skip that single stitch between your cluster, and then half double crochet, and it's either 2 or 3 stitches. So a simple little repeat around. This one is 2 stitches, chain 4, 1, 2, I need some yarn here, 3, 4, skip that single stitch between your clusters and then half double crochet in the next 3 skipped stitches. So chain 4, skip 1, half double crochet in the next 3. So we have 3 stitches in there. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4, skip 1 in between the clusters, and then half double crochet in the skip stitches between. For this one it's 3. 1, 2, 3, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1, and then this time we have 2. There's 1, 2. That also brings us back to where we started. Now I've done the repeat twice. I need to do that a total of 12 times. Now you can see here I'm carrying up my butterfly yarn. I am going to bring that tail to the front, and I'm going to work my chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We skip that single stitch in there, working in those next 2 stitches to continue the 3rd repeat, and I'll be able to carry up my yarn for the next round. Continue repeating that around, joining with a slip stitch to either your beginning half double crochet or your beginning chain. That completes this round of work. Getting started on round 46. This round is going to be worked in round 44, which is the base of our butterflies here. So this purple yarn, we have the 2 clusters with a chain 2 space. We're going to be working in that chain 2 space only by pulling it through the chain 4 space through to the front. Now I finished off round 44 with a slip stitch in this chain 2 space so that I could carry up my yarn. If you have joined in this chain space or this half double crochet and you're carrying up the yarn, you can work a couple of chains and then slip stitch in that chain 2 space to bring you to the same spot, or you can work a standing stitch in the beginning. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker and we're going to get started on the repeat for the round, which we need to do a total of 60 times. We are going to work 3 double crochet in our chain 2 space. For my first one I'm working a chain 3 and then 2 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. So there's 2 and then 3. Work a chain and then work 3 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. Oh, I've snagged my yarn there. There's 1, 2, and then 3. We're going to work a chain 2, 1, 2, and then that's the repeat for the round. I've done that once. I'll show you again. We're going to work 3 double crochet in that chain 2 space. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Chain, work 3 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. 1, 2, and then 3. Chain 2, 1, 2. So I've done the repeat twice. We need to do it a total of 60 times. I'm going to work up one more here. 3 double crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain. Work 3 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. And then chain 2, 1, 2. So I've done that repeat 3 times. Very easy round. Repeat that a total of 60 times, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning double crochet right here. Getting started on round 47, we're going to be working the butterfly bodies, and for this round we're going to start with a standing stitch and then fasten off when we're finished. So you can start at any point in the pattern. Find yourself 2 butterflies. So I've got one here and one here, and then look at the back of your work. We have round 44, which is this butterfly bottom, the base, and in the back, there it is here. In that chain 4 space, we're going to work a double crochet. This is getting started on the repeat for the round. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we want to work a triple crochet in the skipped stitch from round 43. So right in here between these 2 cluster stitches we have this skipped stitch from round 43. We want to work in there a triple crochet, so we're going to yarn over twice and then insert your hook from behind this round in that chain space there, and then insert your hook into that skipped stitch, and we want to bring just that skipped stitch through to work in. You don't want to work over the chain and everything in the back, so we're only working in that stitch a triple crochet. Chain 3. Oop. 1, 2, 3. So that's the little repeat. I've done it once. I'll show you again. We need to find that chain 4 space in the back from round 44, and we're going to work a double crochet in there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, working a triple crochet, so yarn over twice in that skipped stitch from round 43 by inserting your hook from behind. Insert your hook into that stitch, bring it up through, so you're only working in that one stitch, a triple crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So I've done that little repeat twice. We need to do it a total of 60 times. I'm going to work up one more here, a double crochet in that chain 4 from round 44, chain 3, triple crochet in the next skip stitch from round 43, and then chain 3. We need to do that a total of 60 times. Continue repeating that around, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning double crochet. Getting started on round 48, the pattern calls for us to start in this chain space right here. And yeah, that's the right one, because I've got 2 half double crochets on each side of the butterfly right here. So you'll notice this is where the pattern starts. You want to make sure that there's not 3 stitches on either side of the butterfly. So start in the one with those 2 stitches on either side. It should be directly above your heart. I'm going to work up a chain 4, which is going to count as my beginning half double crochet and chain 2, and that gets me caught up to start the repeat in the pattern, which is to work a single crochet in the next chain space from round 46. And when you work this stitch, you will also be working in round 47, the butterfly body round. I don't have it worked, but when you have it, you can work in those 2 layers a single crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2, work a half double crochet in the next 2 skipped stitches from round 45. So right in here we have these 2 half double crochet right here. We're going to work a half double crochet in each of them. There's 1, 2. Now we have a little repeat that we need to do a total of 3 times, which is to chain 2, work a single crochet in that chain space from round 46 and round 47, chain 2, 1, 2, work a half double crochet in the next 3 skipped half double crochets from round 45. There's 1, 2, and then 3. So this is the little repeat we need to do a total of 3 times. I've done it once. I'll show you again. We're going to chain 2, work a single crochet in the chain space from round 46 and 47, chain 2, work a half double crochet in the next 3 skipped half double crochets from round 45. That first one's a little tricky for me to do on camera there. So that's 1, 2, and then 3. So I've done the repeat twice. I'm going to do that again. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space from round 46 and 47, chain 2, and then work a half double crochet in the next 3 skipped stitches from round 45. There's 1, 2, and then 3. So that's the little repeat I did 3 times. Next we're going to chain 2, single crochet in that next chain space from round 46 and 47, chain 2, and then work a half double crochet in the next 2 skipped stitches from round 45. Trying to get in that round only there. There's 1, and then 2. Chain 2, 1, 2, that brings us back to where we started in that chain space. I've done the repeat once. We need to do that a total of 12 times, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning single crochet. That brings us to the end of this section. For more crochet patterns, tutorials, and yarn shop, please visit my blog, dearestdebbie.com.